Hi guys, it is Undertow here and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Bioshock 4 as a live service and what kind of updates we could see over the course of the next Bioshock's lifespan. Now, for a little bit of context on this, quite a while ago now, the studio that is working on the next Bioshock game, known as Cloud Chamber Studios, actually put up a job application for a employee who would work on games as a service. Now, of course, this got a lot of people worried. Bioshock, known as one of the greatest single-player first-person shooter story games ever, pretty much. And the thought of it being a live service game kind of got people worried, because perhaps that'd mean they'd put less work into the main game itself, and perhaps it would even be more multiplayer focused. So in today's video I'm going to talk about the good and bad parts of games as a service, live service updates and stuff like that, and come to a conclusion really on whether it's a good idea or not for the next Bioshock game to be a game as a service. Now, first off, to the people that are worried about this games as a service kind of idea for Bioshock, I would just say, we have no idea yet how this could really be implemented, but the only thing I could see this meaning is pretty much just basically updates to the game quite often, and that's why I don't see it as a bad thing. Updates to a Bioshock game could mean, new maps for a possible multiplayer mode in the game. New modes like, New Game Plus and stuff like that. New weapons, new Plasmids. There is a big opportunity, I think, if this game is, treated as a game as a service, for the Bioshock franchise to kind of grow and become more of a substantial thing when it comes to long term. With a lot of multiplayer games, we see they come out, they get great reviews and stuff, and then, the talk about it kind of dies down. Hence why now, 7 years after Bioshock Infinite's release, we aren't really hearing anything right now. There's not a lot of talk about Bioshock. And, there's a lot of people excited about the next Bioshock game, but it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's quite quiet. If they were to do games as a service, I'm going to simply, do a straight list of what I'd like to see. So the first thing is stories, more story DLC and stuff like that. We saw Burial at Sea from Bioshock Infinite. We saw Minerva's Den in Bioshock 2. There's just a lot of opportunities for more story. Obviously, it depends on the story of the fourth game and if it'd be, so exciting to want to get more of it. Secondly, if there was a multiplayer, I would like to see, obviously, more maps and stuff. We did see this with Bioshock 2, and, I think that adds a lot of replayability to the game's multiplayer. And I think another great thing that they could add with games as a service is, the ability to add more features into the game. Where if you played it more than once, there would be more differences. For example, new plasmids, new weapon upgrades, new weapons overall, new gene tonics, stuff like that, which, won't change the game's story. If you just added more stuff like that into the main story of the game, I think it would make it much more exciting to hop back into the campaign, and it would be exciting to just see more stuff in the game, to be honest. Games as a service really has been a big success, and this is why I think, putting this kind of treatment with the next Bioshock game would make sense. Because, you see games like Warzone in Call of Duty. Obviously, that's a battle royale, so you can't really make too many comparisons there, but the constant updates that Call of Duty gets and stuff like Fortnite as well, something like that with new constant content being added to the game, I think would be really damn good. It would just make the whole game more replayable, and it would give people a reason to go back to the game, other than the fact that there's just a great storyline, which, you know, doesn't really appeal to the masses. You know, so that's why I think there's not really any reason to be worried about this. Of course, there would be a reason to be worried if, you know, they came out and said you'd have to perhaps pay every single time a new content drop comes out, or like pay for skins or stuff like that. You know, that would come to a bit of a problem if it's like a fully priced game, but I do think that Bioshock could flourish and be much more successful than it already has been in the past if they create more of a constant thing to come back to. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think stuff like, you know, plasmid additions and stuff, map updates and stuff like that to the game would be a good thing, or would you just prefer to have the main game at launch and then just move on? Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video, and peace.